Hi everyone, we are back today playing some Star Wars Battlefront. My name is Clav, and I am playing with some Droideka only gameplay. I'm not very good with the Droideka. I don't normally use it in the campaign. Of the places that I did use it, it wasn't very informational or entertaining. I thought I'd give myself a challenge and try to play with just the Droideka over 3 maps, being Naboo, Kamino and Geonosis. I think they're pretty iconic Chapter 1 of the Star Wars trilogy maps. Before we really get into all the gameplay, at the start I sort of learn the controls a bit better and lose a fair bit of battles that we have. I just want to say a huge thank you to every single person who has watched my videos, provided good feedback, commented, liked, subscribed. It has been amazing to have any support at all, because I didn't really expect that. I came into this wanting to do this as a hobby. I'm very, very, very lucky in the situation that I'm in. I have 2 beautiful daughters who very much enjoy watching me play games. They also like being a part of this process. And so I didn't expect the support that I would get. So I really just wanted to say thank you. If somebody watches my video or nobody watches my video, it doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that I'm able to create things, spend a little bit of time out of my day making something. It's really, really, really good that I can share that with other people as well as my family, being my kids. They are so entertained by listening to me. It's a little different when they sit next to you and they watch you. They're engaging whilst you're playing. When they're just watching and listening, it's a whole different situation for them. And so it's really cool. I've learned a fair bit, and I've been really patient with them, and they've sat down and they've edited with me. And yeah, I just want to say a huge thank you. I know it's a bit of a rambling discussion. I am really thankful for everybody. That's all I have to say. Back into the gameplay now. Using the Droideka, there's a couple different methods you can use. You can just sit there without a shield. You can just roll around. You can sit there somewhere, pop your shield up, and then shoot. All 3 of those are kind of valid. It's a situational learning for the Droideka. If you run into the open area and you just pop your shield up, that's not good play, because your shield's going to diminish. Your time spent taking damage is likely to increase, especially from other directions. In Theed, it's a really open section in the middle of the map, and that opens you up to a lot of damage. If you play and you just roll around and you aim to cap command post, that's also a really, really valid way to play the Droideka. All you have to do is roll around, pop up in the corner of a relatively easy command post. This middle one is a poor example. There's a lot of areas for damage. Up the top here, around the corner, those are good places to sit with the shield on and cap the command post. The Droideka is excellent for that. And the other option is to be a bit more tactical with your shield. Roll into the corridor or an area that's a choke point, but you're not going to get spammed with grenades. Open up and open fire. There are some great sections of footage in this, especially around Kamino and Geonosis. I'm able to actually get on a run just by having my shield up in a decent position and opening fire on the clones. I still think I'm on medium difficulty. I don't think I've changed it in between playing the campaign and instant action. One thing to note is I don't think the auto aim works very well with the Droideka, or at all. If you notice here, I've actually taken a lot of deaths because it's a very big learning curve. If you don't know what you're doing with the Droideka, I struggled a lot. So I took 28 kills, but I died 9 times. 2 caps, 9 headshots. My longest living streak was 1 minute 47. That's not abnormal for me by any means. But it is something to note that if you aren't paying attention to where you're popping your shield and how often you're popping your shield, it will take you out. And I know that's kind of useless information for a game that was made in 2004. For me, being able to sit here and explain that is something that I really want to do. Because there are people, funnily enough, who are just playing Battlefront for the first time. They play EA's version and they go, oh, there's another Battlefront from 2004? They look and they go, I remember playing that when I was a kid, which is what I did. I'd love to play it now. And they pop it on hard. it's not the same as they were when they were a kid. And so they open up videos and they just go, oh, cool, okay, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So I just want to provide somewhat informational videos whilst also being somewhat entertaining. Here at Kamino, we cap the bridge. Well, not cap, but we take over the bridge. In doing that, it causes all the clones to sort of build up on the edge of this platform. I had a lot of trouble with this one because there's the command post on it. Here at Kamino, it's really, really pivotal if you're not the clone team to get on top of them early. And a really good way to do that is to trap them on a bridge. If you can line them up on the side of an island and you can shield up, take them all out, then you are at an advantage. I've already nearly flipped it. I don't remember playing as a kid and beating the clones on Kamino. Kamino is one of those maps where you get a heavy advantage from being the home team, which is similar to Geonosis. Geonosis is kind of the flip of Kamino. If you're the CIS on Geonosis, it's extremely hard to lose because there's that inherent advantage in playing with the Geonosians. Here, I think you get a 40 opponent bonus, and if not that, they have pretty good command posts that they can cap at the start. It's 18 deaths to 5 already. Sorry, 19 kills to 5 already. But I've had 2 caps, and there's still 108 people left. If you just kept playing the same way, without trying anything else tactically, you'd win. You'd amass them. I thought about it, and I think that if I just play the same way for the whole video, it's not going to be very interesting. It's not going to show any flaws in the way that I play, and I'm not going to learn anything in the way that I play. So what I decided to do was I decided to start rolling. Okay, they see me rolling, they behave. So I pop some shields, and I think, you know what? I don't think it's possible. I want to try and cap the clone base in the middle of the map. I've never done it. Never once as a CIS. For me, it was kind of like a mini challenge in myself. This is what I talk about when I say in the corridors you don't want to get grenade spammed, because a couple of those times there, I was really, really, really lucky to not get blown up by those grenades that they threw at me. It takes longer to cap this command post, and it's the same with the one in the middle of the spire at Geonosis. It just takes a little bit longer to cap it. So you have to be aware of spawning clones. Now that I've capped it though, the clones are only down to 1 command post. Makes it really easy to trap them and take out a large number of them because there's only one place they can spawn, and there's direct bridges to that one place that they can spawn. So you run them down pretty quick. It's 69 to 4 here. And I also took out one of my teammates. And I ended up trying to cap this command post to put the victory difficulty back onto them, but I ended up finding this guy just shooting at the sky. We ended up winning without needing to capture the command post. In that game, I ended up with 36 kills because I changed it up. 6 deaths, but 5 caps. That's the key point to the Droideka, is that the caps were up. Instead of it just being a heavy killing spree kind of game, public enemy kind of game. So then we go to Geonosis. I know that Geonosis is a really easy map for the CIS. Going here, I'm trying to utilize the things that I learnt at Feed and utilizing the things that I learnt at Kamino and combine them into one. So I try to cap by rolling straight to this command post. I know that if I cap this command post, then we've essentially capped every single place that the clones can spawn, except the vehicles and the main base that they sit at. It's the only disadvantage to capping here, is that there's still places that the clones can spawn. And on the flip side, if the Techno Union ships are still at the back of the map and the clones capped every single command post for the CIS, I think that the CIS can still spawn there. I didn't think I did it in the campaign videos. That's just something to note. So here I came and I explored destroying this. I couldn't really figure it out. Perhaps with a vehicle, it's a better way to play. I wasn't trying to play with a vehicle. I'm Droideka only. I am Newt Gunray's ideal specimen of a droid. The clones here are wide open targets. There is so much room to take them out, and they just run very, very, very distinct, similar path. All you have to do is pop up outside this command post, put a shield up, and you'll take them out. Until a vehicle spawns. So if a vehicle spawns, you then are a sitting duck to barrades of missiles, which is something I learnt. However, I didn't act upon this, and upon reviewing the footage and editing the footage, it looked really silly to die some of the times that I did. All I did was spawn, roll, shield, die. That is a very poor tactic. It is one that the droids kind of employed. They employ this overrun mentality in the movies, and then that gets matched by the clones, and that's why it's an interesting battle over the galaxy, because the clones can think, and technically the droids can't, but they can if you watch the Clone Wars. It makes a unique war and a fair war, plus the Jedis and the Sith fighting. The key point to the gameplay anyway is capping the command posts, overrunning the clones. If you do that, you can't lose here. You really have to do something traitor every single play. That's actually a good idea for a video. I wonder if I could go and traitor as many of my own team as I can on maps with a distinct advantage and flip the narrative. That is actually a wonderful idea, and I may act on that at another time. If you're watching and you want to try it, go for it. Enjoy the idea. I will keep it in the back of my mind, and if I decide I want to do it, I'll do it. So here you can see the vehicle has gone past me. The vehicles don't really have a good sense of attacking. They have the one objective, which is to destroy the Techno-Union ship. So that's where they head. If you're in their path, they will try and take you out. If you're not in their path, they sort of move past you. And that happens with a lot of different vehicles in the game too. In particular, on maps where they're rushing to get back to an objective because they feel like it's their objective. Those kind of maps, the vehicles will just ignore you and they'll go do whatever they're doing. Here I lost. I think in the middle was a barrier, direct barrier. And then we're down to 135 to 20. It drops very quickly. But the downside to the drop quickly is the clones are very spread out. Some are still shooting the Techno-Union ship on the other side of the map. So although this gameplay is really condensed and cut together a lot more than it was still almost an 18-minute battle just to do this mission on Instant Action, where we're going to win. And we hunt down a lot of the clones at the back of the map here. It's not really much that they can do to beat me now, especially with the shield. One-on-ones, it's very hard if you have the upper hand on them to lose if you're the Droideka. And it takes me up to 50 kills with the clones. Take him out. Take him out. The numbers are dwindling. I'm just looking for stragglers. So from here, I have to roll all the way back up to the spire, take him out in the spire, and then around the corner there's one more guy, and I was panicking so much that I was going to get hitboxed or distracted and miss him, but I got him, so we got the victory. And that's me playing with the Droideka only. Thank you for watching. I had 55 kills, 10 deaths, 6 caps, a bit of everything, a bit of both gameplays, and I hope I've provided something different for you guys to watch compared to my other stuff.